A moment with Quartier Kuzan, where we inform, inspire, and motivate you to be a positive agent of change. Good morning. This is terrific Tuesday for everyone out there. Hey, the week is steadily progressing. Hey, we've got one foot out the door, and we are really excited about what God has in store for us just on this day. I want to send a shout out and good morning to Central Louisiana and surrounding areas. Natchitoches, Gina, Alexandria at 88.1 FM. Monroe, West Monroe on 98.9 FM. Shreveport, Greenwood on 92.5 FM. St. Joseph, Natchitoches, Mississippi on 99.3 FM. And Lake Charles on 100.1 FM. All right. Family, call in now if you have any questions or comments on our local number at 318-484-2500 or toll free at 877-464-2500. And don't forget to follow us all throughout social media at In the Moment with Quartier Kuzan, or go to our website at InTheMomentWithQuartierKuzan.com. That's In the Moment, KORTIACOUSIN.com. And definitely, we still got a free gift item for all those that have been following the radio broadcast. Amen. All right. So, we were talking about what it really means to trust the process on yesterday. And, we got about halfway through that. We're going to go ahead and continue that. So you can call that part 2 today. But what's really interesting in trusting the process and trusting, that God is leading you in all these things that he's calling you to do. And I literally, right before you heard the sound of my voice, we walked right in the studio, the clock or whatever didn't go off, however you wanted to say it. And literally we had, about 40 minutes to drive about 30 miles away to get here. And yes, we did drive safely. And yes, we were adhering to the speed limit. But look, I just tell you what, exactly how things have been working out as far as that's what I always tell you about opposition and things that just pop up, as far as in your life. What's going to be your reaction to that? Now, a lot of people could have said, well, look, we're already late. All right, we're just going to be there, try to get in a quick, half of the show and, let people be satisfied with that. But, I don't want people to be satisfied. I don't want any of you just to be satisfied. I want to let you know exactly how much I value you and how much I value this the programming that God has actually blessed us to have. Because, it's a great thing, and how I say this is not just for us, it's for all of us. And, if I just took this as something just to do and not as a calling or what God has actually called me to do in my life, then I wouldn't actually place that much value on it. But since I place value on, making sure that we're here on time, we're discussing great subject matter that impacts your life, it's something that, like I said, he's positioning me to be that positive agent of change, and I know he's definitely doing it with you through these broadcasts. So, in saying that, what it really means to trust the process, okay? So like I said, part 2 of that. And we're going to definitely go ahead on a point that we left off on yesterday, as far as in the area of trusting the process, that it goes back to everything. You heard me say this, you heard me talk about that dirty 4-letter word, what some people always call a dirty 4-letter word, and it's work, okay? Definitely when you're in your process, you're going to have to do some work in the process, all right? It's not just that you're going to be able to say, hey, I want to do this, and all of a sudden everything is just going to happen. Everything's just going to roll out for you. Everything's going to be lined up. All the dots and everything are going to be connected, I's dotted, T's crossed. Okay, that's a nice fantasy that you may have, but that's not reality, okay? That's not reality in the world, and that's not reality with God. But, in the midst of our work, what we really find out is that we can actually see things that we may not be as good in, may not be as proficient in. And it allows us to actually own our shortcomings, to actually see where we fall short, to see where we need to be strengthened up. And also, it heals certain areas of our lives to where, say for instance, okay, for myself, for example, I've used the technology example, and, for one reason, at one point in my life, if you can believe it or not, I was actually bashful and didn't really want to speak in front of other people. But, through the course of events of what God has actually done, he's allowed me to be outspoken, to, be able to speak in front of people, to be able to help people as far as in their businesses, help people as far as in whatever type of practices or specialty areas that they have. And of course, on this radio show, and then, extra bonus as far as with television. But what is that? That's doing the work. And when you do the work, you'll be amazed at how the Lord starts to reveal and work his process in your life, okay? It's taking that first step. It's always taking that first step. I mean, sometimes I'm like driving or I'm sitting at home and, I start thinking about what God has called me to do and how through the process, the different skills that I have acquired, the things that he's taught me. I mean, and how my outlook is changing. That's really big right there, your entire outlook when you're going through the process. And then it's helped to, heal me mentally as far as like things that I may have thought, hey, I'm not actually able to do these things. But in the process of going and doing what he's called me to do, I've realized that many of the things that I in life at one point in time said, well, I don't ever see myself doing that. Or I don't see how to do that. I've been able to do those things. And some of you right now, you're in the same boat. You've accomplished things in life that you may have never thought that you'd ever do. I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't a rough ride. I'm not going to say that, the transition was easy. But look, you overcame those things. And when you got to the other side of it, what ended up happening? You could look back and say, wow. Look exactly what's happening in my life. I just never saw this happening. It's like all of a sudden one day you're just sitting down. You might be talking to a family, might be talking to friends. You might just be talking to the Lord. And then all of a sudden you just get this mental picture on the inside of all these things that we're working with him and allowing him to work through you of the things that you've actually accomplished. So definitely doing the work, okay? And look, it's all about through this process. And, sometimes how you've got to, how if someone tries to rub you the wrong way and you've got to just grin and bear it, as they say, I mean, you really have to live with a positive attitude and a grateful heart. I mean, it sounds, like I said, so cliche to where you can get up in the morning, you can say, thank you, God. And a lot of folks just say, hey, I'm just going to thank him just because I woke up this morning. Well, starting with that, and hey, thankful I have a mode of transportation. Thankful I have a place to sleep. Hey, thankful I've got some clothes to put on my body. Hey, thankful I've got, some food in the refrigerator. Whatever it is, you can grab a hold of. But when you start with one thing, it can gravitate or it can really just explode and grow into having a more positive attitude and a grateful heart. And, authentic power actually comes from being responsible and accountable for your life, okay? So you're going to learn that through the process there's going to be a level of accountability that's actually going to happen with you. You really need to realize now, just as I've realized, is that the one main person, okay, it's not going to be your spouse, all right? It's not going to be your place of employment. It's not going to be people that look up to you. The main person that you're going to have to really start being accountable to is yourself. The main person that you're going to have to be accountable to is that one person, that one child that was on the inside from years ago that had dreams, had visions, had desires, and said, well, hey, I'm going to do this when I grow up. If you can get that zeal, that fire back in your life, just as a young child, to think that anything is possible, you know how it was. We thought things were impossible when anything is possible. Look, get that zeal back, okay? And you might just find out that as you're going through the process, as you're trusting the process, you're really going to see it how God's been keeping you in your moment. So I just thank God for each and every one of you that are actually trusting the process. Because what? The process, as much as we like to think that it's a bad thing, it's actually a good thing. It's what I want to call your life's workout system. So take it, work out, work hard, grow from it, and appreciate the moment that you're in right now. Welcome back to In the Moment with Cortia Kuza and family. You can call in with your questions or comments at our local number, 318-484-2500, or toll free at 877-464-2500. And we're in our second part of what it really means to trust the process. And, we talked about doing your work, doing the hard work, doing the work that was necessary, putting your nose to the grindstone, however you want to call it. But look, through the entire process of no matter what you do in life, you're going to have to do work. Doesn't matter if you're playing sports. Doesn't matter if you are working for someone. Doesn't matter if you're a business owner. Doesn't matter, if you're a parent. It doesn't matter if you're a child getting ready for school. Whatever it is, you're going to have to do some level of work, okay? That's all a part of each and every process or each and every stage that we're in. You always have to do a certain level of work. But then what's really good when you're going through the process, and a lot of people really don't like this, but I actually do, because I actually like to see how God's going to show up and show out in this particular area, is that you actually have to embrace the unknown, okay? You really do. You have to embrace the unknown. It's almost, I treat it like this for some of you that actually know about this, but it's almost like a box of Cracker Jacks, okay? Any if you've had Cracker Jacks out of the old school, you used to get to open the box and you had this nice little prize on the inside of it, and you'd always wonder exactly, ooh, what am I going to get? And so, that's how I actually embrace the unknown. And a lot of us tend to start embracing the unknown in a positive way, but we end up letting the enemy start to draw us off, and instead of embracing the unknown in a positive way, we start, what's going to happen? And then we start, well, maybe it can happen this way. Oh, maybe it can happen that way. Man, I hope it doesn't happen this way. What about happen that way? And instead of embracing the unknown in a positive sense to actually grow your imagination, grow your expectancy level, sometimes we tend to shift it and think about, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas that'll happen that might stop us from getting to where we want to get. So, but when you actually embrace the process, you go along with the process, and you embrace the unknown, you are actually, where you actually need to be, okay? You'd be amazed at how, as I was saying, you take a step, then you take another step. And then, you go from just your stepping, and then, of course, you're going to power walking, and then from power walking to running, and then you're running that sprint. And then all of a sudden, when you start to embrace the unknown and you trust the process, to where when you used to could go at a short range to where you could go to intimate little levels of success, to where it seems like, you'd have a success, and then it seems like you just slow down. And then, of course, you'd have to build your momentum up to get to where you want to go again. You get to a point of stop trying to sprint through the process, and you go into a marathon, okay? And as you're going through that marathon, you find that you start to see different things starting to take shape in your life, starting to get molded in your life. Things start to happen. You start building relationships that impact your life right then, and how God may allow certain relationships to impact your life later down the road. And it's amazing at how, right now, that I'm looking at everything that's happening, like I said, in my family's life, in my life. And I think I shared this. How would I actually think that a job that I actually started right after Hurricane Katrina, okay? Well, I had to get up early every morning. And then I started to work a schedule that no one wanted. I'm talking early hours, earlier than where we are right now. How that would actually come into play right now, in this particular point in time. I mean, I can give you different examples about different things, but you know something? It was about embracing the unknown. And really, you need to, when you embrace the unknown, you need to, remove certain distractions from your life and really examine where you are and where you want to go, okay? We can say so many different things. Hey, yeah, I'm excited. I want to get there. I want to get all that God has in store for me. But are you really willing to get those things out of your life that may be distracting you, that may be actually causing you to go forward, or seeming like you're going forward, with a half-hearted effort? I'm guilty of this every so often, and I'm sure everyone that's up in here in the studio with me can raise their hand and say, they're possibly guilty of this also, that sometimes we go to things with a half-hearted effort, and they're up in here shaking their heads like, no, you can repent later. But look, we all go through those up and down portions. We all have those seasons of wow, I'm tired. I really just don't want to do anymore. I've been pushing. And, it's okay to take a step back and regroup, reevaluate things, and relax. But if you're going to actually use that as not the reason to regroup and actually strengthen your position and go further even harder, but you're going to use that as something to actually hold you back, then guess what? It will become a distraction to you, and it will cause you to actually stop gaining the momentum that's necessary that you need to have in your life. And I mean, it's actually a real gift to be able to trust the unseen, okay? And the intangible things that are going on in your life. You really find satisfaction from that. And what I mean by trusting the unseen, like I said before, you heard it with me, you heard it on, On Point Talk with Carlette Christmas, trusting the unseen. There has to be something higher in you than what you're trusting, okay? You can't be talking about, I'm going to trust my own resolve. I'm going to trust my own strength. I'm going to trust this person that's helping me. I'm going to trust my job. It has to be something that's greater than yourself that you're trusting. And I've said it, I'm going to keep on saying it. My greater is Jesus Christ. It may not be your greater, but that's my greater, okay? That's my family's greater. And anytime it seems like I'm going off course, or it seems like for whatever reason that I may need a course correction, I've got to go back to the greater source and say, hey, not what you've done or what happened with your plan. I have to say, where did I fall off track? Okay, what's it going to take to get me back on track? And when you go back with a humble spirit and an openness like that, I mean, the Lord is just really open to actually help each and every one of his children to get to where he wants them to be. So, trusting the unseen as you're trusting in the process. And definitely, look, this was the biggest thing for me, the biggest thing in this process called life. Being flexible, okay? Being willing to actually change my plans and go in a different direction. Because for years I was going and I was like, okay, I know what I need to do. I know what it takes to get there. Got a plan, and I'm going to work that plan and keep on going. And no matter what was going on, no matter how the results were not being produced, just because I had a clear vision and a clear plan in my mind of what my plan, I just kept working that plan. And over the years, 3 years passed. Oh, I'm about to see some results. 6 years passed. Oh, it's about to happen. 9 years passed. Look, I know it's about to happen. 15 years passed. Okay. I think it's about to happen. I got this feeling, and I'm going by just some emotional roller coaster, up and down. And, just continually going on with the same plan. But then all of a sudden, when I decided to say, something, I don't think this plan is actually working. And I said, Lord, am I working the wrong plan? And you know how you can hear things like, as far as like, well, me being a husband, some of you husbands out there that are listening right now, your wives probably would hear you say something like that and would just like go, duh, like duh in the background, and just like, really? You're just catching on to that after all of this time. But when, actually seeking God, and it's like this whole, I don't even know how you say plan. It's like not just a plan, but a vision, a new type of drive, a new type of energy. People started coming into, our lives. Different doors just started opening. And it was amazing that when I got off of my quote unquote, well-scripted plan and got on to his plan, and how things just started to become apparent. But, you have to be flexible in that. And you have to be open to being flexible of going into not knowing. I mean, we don't have to go in this process, this trusting process of thinking we have to know every single thing. I would have to say that for many people, not only in this state, country, but around the world, that a lot of people, that's a great hang-up for them to not actually wanting to start something because they're going into the unknown, okay? And, life actually changes in an instant. I mean, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. I mean, that's why we tell people, and yourself, it's important to appreciate every moment that you have as you're in your moment. It's important to appreciate life because, you never know if you're actually going to open your eyes on that next day, okay? You never know exactly what's going to happen. We can say this and we can say that, but we really never know. But the thing that's really apparent is this, okay, is that we actually have to trust the process. We know life is going to change. We have to be instant in the not knowing. And guess what? As it changes, change with it. And when you change with it, you're going to find out that as you're changing with it and you're allowing the process to continue to form in your life, you're going to see that it's in that right moment that you need to be in. So stay in your moment, and we'll continue with this right after the break. Welcome back to In the Moment with Quartia Kuzan. Hey, we're talking about what it really means to trust the process 2.0 on today on this terrific Tuesday. Family, call in with your questions or comments at the local number 318-484-2500 or toll free at 877-464-2500. It's been, look, I tell you, like I said, in this process of what we're going through in life right now, it's a lot of us right now, we're at this stage to where we're trying to reevaluate where we are. And, a lot of us are, I don't know, what can you say? It's been, through the business reports that I actually read and the different things that I actually hear people say, it's like a lot of people right now are at this point in time, say like if they're in their like 40s. You used to have folks that would find a job, and then all of a sudden they would be in that job 20, 30, or however many years, okay? I know my mom, she even worked at her place of employment, I think it was like 33 years, okay? But then the thing with that is that people are saying that their jobs just aren't fulfilling. I mean, it's something to see. I think I see as many people that are in their 40s that are probably doing job changes as if they were like in their like late 20s or early 30s. And, it used to surprise me and astound me that was actually happening, but just because of the things that you see, that a lot of people in the jobs that they were in, and if you're anything like me, like I said, I'm going to keep it real with you. A lot of the jobs that I actually had, I didn't actually choose those jobs because it was the right job for me. I simply chose those jobs just because of the money that was going to be made on the jobs, okay? And then a lot of times, yes, you were making some decent money that was coming in, but, you felt unfulfilled. You were kind of disappointed. I mean, it was just like you were just going through the motions, okay, just to get the paycheck. And a lot of us today, we may actually just be going through the motions. Now, I'm not telling you to just wake up and go in there and just say, hey, I'll quit because I feel like I'm just going through the motions, okay? Have a plan, have a plan. This is the one time that you can actually have a plan, all right? Have a plan to actually situate into the process that God actually wants you to be in, to actually start flowing with the plan that he has in store for your life, all right, that he definitely does have for your life. But in that, you have to be flexible, just like we said before break. And the thing with that is that in being flexible, you may not know exactly what it is that you're called to do, but you have this longing or this desire that you feel that if I could actually be doing this, I would really be happy. And then when you actually feel that way, how are you going to actually validate and check that if that's the right way? Well, definitely with us, it would be spending time with the Lord, but, simply asking people what they see about you. What is it that they think that you excel in? And a lot of people really will, if you can believe it or not, will really say, wow, it just seems like this just comes natural to you. You just flow in this effortlessly. Anytime I actually try to do this, it's like hard work, but you do it, and it's like you've been doing it all your life. And that's one of the ways that you can actually find out what it is that may be your gifting. That seed of greatness that's on the inside that we talk about, that blessing, that thing that just really comes natural to you. What is it that you can actually, grab hold of to actually help you through the process that you're going in and actually trusting the process? And, one thing that a lot of people fall short on is that they think they're all alone in this process, that they just have to get out there. And it causes a lot of people to just fall by the wayside, and they may just throw up hands and give up because it's like, I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing. But you can actually find yourself a role model. Some of you that are listening right now under the sound of my voice, I know you're not just listening, but I know something's been happening on the inside of you. I know thoughts or visions that you may have put to the side, dreams that you may have almost given up on, something has actually been reignited on the inside of you. And the words that are coming out of my mouth, how God is actually using me to speak to you, something has been, like I said, been reignited on the inside of you. So you say, something, that's right. I'm listening to what he's saying, and he's been very open, and he shared things about what he's had to overcome. And I don't have to allow things in my past to hold me back. I don't have to allow things that may have happened to me right now. I don't have to hold on to maybe if my kids have moved out the house and they don't even speak to me anymore. I don't have to actually hold on to, trying to live my life through people, but I can live my life according to how God has called me to live my life. Okay, that was a nugget for someone right there. And, God's just letting you know, in being flexible, it helps you as far as if you can actually model or pattern your life after someone. I said pattern, I said model. I did not say imitate. There is a difference, okay? You can model after someone's life to actually help you grow, to learn new skills, new talent, to help refine your talents, okay? To actually help sharpen the abilities that's in you. And you see the things that they're doing, and you can do that. And not only your process, God will show you how to tweak those things to make them personalized to you. But it's not that you do what they do and you say what they say, because what? You can only do what you do according to who you are, the character, the person that you are, all right? It's not that if you, for whatever reason, you go in front of someone and they have this gifting to fix automobiles, and God tells you you're going to be in some realm of fixing something mechanical. Well, you may not have a gifting for fixing like an automobile. You might try to put the alternator where the starter needs to go, or you may try to connect a battery cable where the spark plug supposed to go. And I know it sounds kind of funny, but look, it really is just that simple. Acquire the different skills that you need to when you have a mentor, and take those skills and use those skills according to where you're supposed to be going. Model an individual, pattern your life to a certain extent after the individual, but don't try to imitate that individual, okay? And then, look, you're definitely going to be living with some uncertainty in your life because, you need to actually get comfortable in the not knowing. You actually need to let go of your fear and embrace change in your life. And, believe actually that the best is yet to come. In this process, you really have to believe that the best is yet to come. And my wife and I, when we're in the gym, and sometimes you go in there in those days, you're like, whew, wow, I need to, find, some motivation. I'm tired, didn't get enough sleep. Your buddy that you have with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, your stomach is growling like, I'm hungry. You're up in there doing those things, and, your motivation just isn't there. But what do you do when you're up in there? Are you going to find and do what's necessary to actually, push your way through that? Are you actually going to know that once you go through working out in the gym for that hour and a half, 2 hours, however long that you're in there, that it's going to make you feel much better than when you first got up in there? It's actually going to help your mindset. It's actually going to help alleviate the fog on your brain. And some of you probably are saying right now, look, I'm looking at my wife. She's like, no, that's not going to happen. That doesn't happen. I'm more tired than what I am. Hey, it alleviates the process, okay? But it actually helps if you go in there with the attitude that it's going to help you, that it's going to change. If you're going to go ahead, okay, let me just rush through this process just to get it done, then what does it feel like? It feels like it's weighing you down. It feels like it's a burden. It's an issue. It feels like you've got to try to reach motivation for doing what needs to be done in life from the far reaches of the universe. I mean, whatever it is. But even in that, you still have to trust the process. I mean, you really, really, really do. But you have to realize that through the process, you will have those high moments. And some of you are like, what do you mean by high moments? You will have those positive things that actually happen in your life that actually says, wow, okay, I was about ready to give up, but then this happened. And if I would have given up, I would not have had this happen. And then guess what? It's going to be an encouragement. It's going to be a motivation to actually help you go that much further, okay? And you know what? Just keep breathing. Sometimes it just takes you taking a breath that when it seems like everything in the world is just coming against you, you just may need to just stand there, sit there, go outside, look up at the sky, sit down in a coffee shop, whatever it is. Just take a breath. Just take a step back and just say, okay, it's not as bad as I think. Take a little time to reflect, okay? Step up to actually having a little personal care, a little me time in this process. It's okay. It's okay to have that reflection. It's okay to have that me time, because a lot of times we don't realize that when we have that reflection time, that me time, that being still time as we call it, that's when God will actually start downloading some new instruction to you. That's what God will actually let you know, hey, I want you to change course and go this way. Hey, maybe you may be off course a little bit this way. Hey, just sit here because I'm about to bring somebody into your life that's going to help you to go, much further in this process, in this walk of life that I have you on. So a little reflection is key. And it's actually really important because, if you don't actually take time as, what we like to say, what we say in the professional realm, to recharge your batteries, what good are you going to be not only to yourself but to other people? And some of you right now actually know that if you actually don't take that time to recharge your batteries, you're not really good for yourself or really good to actually be that positive agent of change to others. So take time in this process. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I mean, like I said, you're going to hear me keep saying enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. This process is something to help grow you. This process is actually here to actually stretch you out. But more importantly, this process is actually here to see you and reflect in front of you just how much you can actually accomplish. No more small thinking, okay? No more shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Thinking this process of all the great things that you're really going to accomplish. And through this process and the things that you accomplish, you're going to see it how God continually keeps carrying you through your moment. Welcome back to In the Moment with Cortia Kuzan. We've been talking about what it means to trust the process 2.0. Look, on this last segment that we had right before we close out on today, family, I know that a lot of you out there, you've been thinking about what's been going on right now, where you are in that state in your process, okay? What's going on in my life? And you know how we always talk about the dawn is right before day, okay? You know, it's not going to rain all the time. It's not that you're going to have those things in your life that are actually going to just seem like they're trying to destroy you. But you know, it's about even through the process. It's about in everything that you do. It's all about making that decision, okay? Where I'm at right now, where my family's at right now, the people that we socialize with, the people that we have the blessed opportunity to come across, people that I see in the grocery store that look like, you know, they're on that last leg and they seem like they just can't make it. You know, it's a good thing to where you can actually sow a word into someone's life and you can actually see that light switch to be clicked and they just say, you know something, I can do this. I am better than what I am. I can aspire to the things that God has called me to. Because sometimes, you know, it's a matter of when you're going through the process, you just need to enjoy the sun, all right? The darkness in your life, like I said, is not going to last forever. It really will not. Allow yourself to actually enjoy life. That's the main thing. You really need to actually allow yourself to enjoy life. I was there, so many other people were there, and you know, because of this self-imposed delayed gratification or whatever we were calling it, you know, life was just simply passing me by. Life was just simply passing so many other individuals by, but it was almost to the point that it stopped me from having joy. It stopped me from actually enjoying my life to where even in life, just like with work, I was going through the motions. And I'm here to say to you, don't allow that to be you, okay? On this terrific Tuesday, don't allow that to be you, all right? Through what we're talking about, you know, what it really means to trust the process. Don't allow the joy in your life to just step out, to just seem like it just disappears, or allow the enemy to try to take your joy, all right? Because this process may not seem like you think it ought to, but when you run hard and you run strong and you go under the leading and guiding of the Holy Spirit, you just might be amazed that maybe at one point in time when it seemed like you didn't have joy, when you seemed like you didn't have happiness, that the Lord will actually use that to actually graft and show you that, hey, look, it was the mud, it was the muck, it was the mire that was being thrown at you that was trying to cover it up. But since you are enjoying the sun, you're enjoying the process, and you know that the darkness comes right before day, that you're going to find out that all those things that you thought were not there are going to be uncovered. Or it's going to burn, that sun's going to burn away those things that have been trying to basically keep hitting those things that were always there. So enjoy the process and allow yourself to enjoy life, all right? And you need to just realize, why not think about just how good it's actually going to get? It's okay. It's all right to envision just how good this process is going to be. But like I said, too many of us think about going through the process of, wow, the pitfalls, the shortcomings, the potholes, but we don't think about just how good things are going to be as we're going through the process. And, you know, stand on the joy that you have as you're going through the process. I mean, you're actually worthy of it. You are worthy to enjoy yourself, okay? Look, it sounds very funny, but a lot of people, they actually feel guilty about enjoying the processes they're going through just because of what other people are going through in their process. And I know you might think that sounds funny, and it is, because a lot of individuals, I mean, God says to us, let our light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And a lot of people try to diminish the good things that are actually happening in their lives because they feel a level of guilt because it seems like quote unquote their homeboy, homegirl, whoever it is, that if things aren't happening with them, they don't want them to feel bad. Did you ever think that going through the process that you're in right now and the good things that are happening in your life, it may be the thing that's going to spark them to actually really start going towards being a positive agent of change just like you are, okay? Let your light shine. Let those good things that are happening in your life, let this process unfold in front of people so that someone may just be able to grab it and hold on to it, okay? And definitely as you're going through the process, increase your pleasure quotient. Allow yourself to take those opportunities and enjoy the blessings that God has given you along the process that you have. I mean, if you have, I don't know, some time that happens, a time increase, which is a real blessing in today's age, okay? A time increase, why don't you spend it with people that you love? Why don't you invest it in someone that may need your help? Why don't you do something to show God just how appreciative you are of getting that time back? Whether it's time, whether it's finances, whether it's like, you know, you've gotten over something to where you were down in your body as far as like with health. You know, be able to enjoy it. And definitely, and this is going to be one key that a lot of people just overlook. Claim your newfound abundance. Claim it. Enjoy it. Why are you going to go through this entire process in life? Why are you going to go through these pitfalls, these hard times? Why are you going to go through, you know, the iron sharpening iron? Why are you going to go through, you know, coming out on the other side just like pure gold? Why are you going to go through all of this, okay, where God is actually taking you, and then when you start to get abundance, you don't claim it. You don't enjoy it. I mean, that's like almost some type of mental situation to where the devil's allowed you to think, hey, you know, yeah, of course, God's allowed this abundance to happen, but, you know, he really doesn't want you to enjoy it right now. Just wait till later, okay? And that's how so many people are as far as like in the body of Christ and around the world, to where we have such a guilt, or we're so guilt-ridden that we don't know how to enjoy the fullness of what God has. And, you know, it's a matter of actually even to the point to where you ask someone how they're doing, and, you know, someone may have asked you how you're doing, and they may have asked you that to say an encouraging word. Look, you say something that's false, like, wow, God's really been blessing. He's opened up so many doorways, but so many individuals is like, I'm fine, I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed. And, you know, like I said, I like how one minister actually said that God actually had spoke to him and said, God point blank asked him the question, are you ashamed of the blessings and the prosperity that I've placed upon your life? And he was just like, well, no. And he was like, then why don't you share what I've done in your life? In this process, why are we not sharing what God has done in our life? We quit to talk about the bad things that are happening in our life, but why is it that we're so, you know, cautious to actually share about the good things that we have in our life? Think about that for a moment. That just helps somebody right there in that moment. And look actually towards the light that you're seeking to move towards, okay? I mean, like I said, there has to be something greater than yourself. There has to be something that's actually just drawing you to do more, to just go forward, to receive all that God has in store for you. You've got to keep your eyesight on the bright thing, okay, the positive thing in your life. You can't keep allowing yourself to be fixated on something that's actually going to cause you to doubt this process that you're in, okay? If you're going through that on a daily basis, hey, you need to just sit back, reevaluate exactly where you are, do a possible course correction, or allow the Lord just to show you how to get rid of that thing that's actually causing your focus to get distorted, okay? And then, of course, definitely expect these lessons to be, or should I say, shaped you into, well, a beautiful person, handsome person, or shape you to be that quality individual that God's actually called you to do. And then through it, you'll actually see that you've been able to release what? All of the fear, all of the negativity, all of the things that are on the inside. Now, I'm not going to say that, you know, something may not try to creep up later. I mean, that would be just stupid of me to actually say something like that. But, you know, when something tries to rear its head, when doubt tries to rear its head later on, when fear tries to creep back in, you can just put your hand up, and as our pastor just says, no, not now, not ever, not again. I'm not going back to that. I'm not going to backstep. I'm not going to circumvent the process, but the process that I'm on right now is not to get me and carry me to this point, but it's to take me higher and higher and to receive more and more of what God has in store for me, so that I can what? Continue to be that positive agent of change to impact my area of Canaan where God has me, and actually help other people to get to where they need to be. But then the thing that we really need to know is this, okay? The thing that we really need to realize that through this whole entire cycle of trust in the process, it's not going to be about what other people say about you, all right? It may not even be about what you say about yourself. It may not be about the looks that you get. It may not be for your background. It may not be about a lot of different things, where you drive, the job that you're on. A lot of people are going to say process is going to be determined by those natural things, but, you know, that particular process is going to be based upon exactly how much God trusts you. Because in the level of trust that he has for you, he's showing you exactly the ability, the talent, the skills, and all that you're capable of. Don't ever sell yourself short. Don't ever look at yourself as substandard or subpar. Look at yourself as the wondrous creation that he's made you to be. And as you're going through this process, he's showing you just how much so that you've always been in your moment. Trust the process and know that you are more than able in Christ Jesus. So look, hold on to it, grab a hold of it, and trust this process until its conclusion. And definitely remember this, as you trust the process, you're definitely going to find out that, look, you're going to turn back and you are already that positive agent of change. See you on tomorrow, and God bless you.